everyone, welcome to my kitchen, and welcome back to my kitchen if you're a regular. Tonight I'm going to be making a chicken stew, and this is not planned. This is just something I decided to make today because it's snowing and it's cold, and I just wanted something warm and comforting. I'm using 6 chicken legs, and I'm going to remove the skin from the chicken legs later on. I'm also using half of a green pepper, half of a red pepper, 4 garlic cloves minced, 1 bay leaf, 3 tablespoons of sofrito homemade. I'm using 1 whole tomato, 3 carrot sticks, which I have to peel this one a little bit more. Also using 1 onion, and I already have half of an onion diced up, so I'm going to put that in there. I'm using some yuca, which is frozen yuca, because I couldn't find the fresh one. I'm using some corn on the cob, and I think I'm using about 4, and I cut them into halves, so it's like 8 little corn on the cobs. For the seasoning, oh wait a minute, I'm going to use 1 plantain. I'm going to throw that in there. And for the dry ingredients, I'm using salt and pepper, and I'm also using dry oregano. In addition to that, I'm using some garlic powder, and yes, I know I'm using fresh garlic in addition to this. So but if you know me, you know I love garlic. I'm also using cumin. And I have homemade Sazon here. And if you want to know how to make the homemade Sazon without MSG, then I have a video on it. I'll link it below. And I'm also using 2 chicken bouillon cubes. And if you have sodium problems, avoid using chicken bouillon cubes. They have high levels of sodium in them. You can make your own chicken broth with just chicken and bones and vegetables, and it's more healthier for you. So I have sofrito already made. So I'm adding 3 tablespoons in a pan of oil, and I'm going to add along with this some chopped up onions, garlic, red pepper, green pepper, and I'm going to add my bay leaf in also. And I'm going to let that cook down for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add that to the pot, and we're going to start cooking. We're going to cook this for a couple of more minutes until the onions get translucent and the other vegetables start to soften, and then we're going to add that into our pot. Tonight I'm going to be making this chicken in the pressure cooker. I'm not going to be making it on the stove the way I normally make it. I love using my pressure cooker because it's so much faster to cook dinner and get out of the kitchen. So right now, I've removed my skin from the chicken, and now I'm just seasoning my chicken with the same seasoning that I mentioned earlier. And after I season it, then I'm going to brown the chicken in a pan for a couple of minutes. I'm going to say about 2 minutes on each side. And then I'm going to add the chicken into my pressure cooker. So now I'm going to start to brown the chicken, and I'm only going to do it for 2 minutes on each side. And the reason why I'm browning the chicken is so that I can sear in the flavors from the seasoning into the meat. I find that if I don't do this, that when I put my chicken into a stew, a broth, that the broth will taste really delicious, and then the chicken will just have a hint of the flavor from the broth, and it's kind of bland. So this is the reason why I like to do it this way. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it this way. It's just the way I like to do it. I mean, maybe you may try it, and maybe you may like it. Maybe you'll try it and say you don't like it. But, this is how I like to do it. Okay, so let's start building our flavors. So now, in addition to my sofrito, that's already done. My chicken is already not done, but it's browned. So I'm adding the chicken in, and I'm gonna start adding in all my vegetables. And then I'm gonna add about 4 cups of water to this pot. Now, if you have chicken broth powder, you can add, you don't have to add 2, you can add 1 pack of chicken broth powder. Myself personally, I just love when my broth has flavor to it. And I find that when I add 1 pack of chicken broth or 1 bouillon cube to 4 cups of water, it's really bland. That's just like my preference. I like to add 2. So I'm going to throw in some cilantro that I had that's sort of drying out and on my counter. So I'm just going to add that into my my broth, and just so I won't waste it. But anyway, so I'm adding the dry seasoning to the broth, just to flavor it up, not a lot, just a sprinkle of everything. Like I said, I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing everything. So now we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to set our pressure cooker for 40 minutes, and dinner will be done. Now you can serve this with rice, or you can serve it alone. So it's been 40 minutes and our chicken stew looks marvelous. Everything looks nice and whole. There's no vegetables that are overcooked or broken up, which I love to see. My chicken is nice and tender, and this makes a very good meal. You can add rice with this if you want, or you can just eat it like this alone. So now I'm removing the skin from the chicken and I'm shredding the chicken up, and I'm going to add the shredded chicken back into the pot. And with this meal, you really don't need anything else with it. It's a complete meal within itself. But if you want to have rice with it, you can have rice with it. I love making soup because when you make soup, you can put whatever you want in it, and you definitely can't go wrong with soup. Anything that you throw in a pot and you do it with love, it's definitely going to be perfect. So I'm just gonna add avocado slice in it, and I love avocado. I think many of you already know that if you watch me. I'm adding a slice of avocado to this, and this is like one of the healthiest soups you're ever gonna eat. So I'm just gonna add some lime juice over the soup because soup tastes so much better with lime juice. So I'm just gonna try a little bit of soup to see what it tastes like, because I've been dying to taste this soup since I started making it. It is so delicious. All the flavors blend so well together, and the vegetables kept their shape. I don't like a mushy soup. But anyway, guys, I just want to thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Please stay tuned for more upcoming videos. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Follow me on Facebook at Lolita's Cuban Kitchen, also on Instagram and other places. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.